Welcome back to the debate and discussion point. Before the break, Jay was telling us about Hitler rearming Germany. Where did he go from there? Jay, you were saying.
Would you like to know about the RUT situation?
Please do.
Well, RUT stands for rearmament. Unite all Germans. Territory gained.
What effect did this have on Germany, then?
Rearming Germany. Unfortunate for the Germans, they were forced to disarm under what was known as the Treaty of Versailles. Uniting all Germans. With the border changes after World War I, left many of the German citizens in foreign countries, like the Polish corridor which originally belonged to the Germans, or the Rhineland that also used to belong to Germany, was owned to France, according to the plebiscite arranged after the First World War, in the Treaty of Versailles. Territory was to be seized. Hitler claimed Germany needed Lebensraum back, meaning living space, a country found in the east.
So deep down, he was greedy. Surely there must have been things that he couldn't have, that he really wanted.
Of course there were. But that didn't stop him from doing what he did. Mussolini was exactly the same as Hitler, greedy, a murderer, and a nasty dictator.
So if you were Hitler, in what order would you deal with these issues, and why?
Firstly, I would unite all people. He wanted supporters to be there now, and in the long run. By gaining back the territory, which I would do next, it would provide the economy with money and the people with jobs. Next, I would seize the territory. He needed land back, for his people, so that they could work. Without no work, there would be no money or regular income, and so forth. It provided the economy with what they wanted. Rearming. Although Hitler wanted to fight with his country, to the countries who had caused this outrage. Sadly, there was no one to fight against.
So what did he do afterwards?
He pulled Germany out of the League of Nations after the League's last World Disarmament Conference became a huge failure in 1934. A year later, Hitler started up his military rallies, which were held regularly, to get the public's interests in rearmament. A few months later, he reintroduced conscription, a compulsory military service. Most people signed up anyway regardless of this. In 1939, since the time Hitler came to power, the size of the army increased 10 times.
To show he didn't need help, or the League or their treaties, he thought he was going to be fine. He must have been mad.
Well, if he didn't do it, it would have shown he was scared. He wouldn't have pulled out if he didn't know it would be the best option to go for.
So what else happened, apart from that?
Well, one day, some good news came to Hitler. The plebiscite had officially finished, and the Rhineland now remained a part of Germany. However, it had to stay demilitarized, so no troops were allowed there to start off with. Also in 1935 the Stresa Pact came about, and the Anglo-German Naval Agreement.
Okay, so what was the Stresa Pact?
It was where Italy, France, and Britain had to stand up to the future Nazi aggression.
And the Anglo-German Naval Agreement?
Well, the Anglo-German Naval Agreement was, where Hitler wanted to improve the size of his navy, just like he did with his army. This was out of bounds as the Treaty of Versailles and the Stresa Pact said that they would stand up to the future Nazi aggression. They weren't allowed to expand. Within 2 months of Britain signing the agreement, it was all over for the Stresa Pact. It was finished. Hitler was allowed to expand his navy by 35%, and, as a bonus, he was also allowed to build submarines.
Now we are going to take a break, and when we come back we'll be talking about the rest of the things that Hitler did in his foreign policy.